ASMR edition. And I actually wrote a little story that I would love to share with you guys today. So feel free to lean back, get yourself something nice to drink maybe, or just close your eyes and listen to my voice. This is mainly gonna be me whispering in your ear. You might be able to catch some nature sounds as well if there are any birds or wind rushing, leaves rushing. So let's get right into it. There we have it. I have a full list of pains that I turned into my power. But as I was telling you guys, we're gonna start with getting bullied growing up. Disclaimer, I'm not sharing my personal experience for you to give me pity. That's the last thing that I need. I actually made peace with my past. My intention with these type of videos is to make people that are currently going through this or have gone through this in the past feel less alone. So with that being said, let's get into the little story that I prepared for you guys today. The first bullying I experienced basically happened right at the start of high school for me. To paint you a picture, I have always been slim growing up. It didn't matter how much I ate, I simply wouldn't gain weight. Combine it with the fact that I was gaining height and went into puberty relatively late. Maybe it's a bit too much of information, but I got my period with 15 years old, so that's quite late in comparison. So combine all of that, and I was slimmer than anyone in my class. The amount of times I have heard that I look like a skeleton and I should eat a cheeseburger is actually ridiculous. Due to my pale skin, I've been called sick and that I look like a ghost numerous times. The big blue eyes I am now getting compliments on were the reason why colleagues love to tell me I look like a fish. And there were probably a dozen other things that I've heard over the course of high school that I now simply cannot recall anymore. And funny enough, at one point I've gotten so used to these insults that it felt weird not getting judged for how I looked. The most painful moments, though, were when not random classmates threw these words my way, but when the people I called friends did it. Now that was a different type of pain, because I had way too much love